When combining public safety services, cultural, political, economic, operational, and other challenges can arise. Proper planning is necessary prior to implementing any form of consolidation.
I think with any consolidation, when you have multiple organizations trying to come together under one organizational umbrella, is that you have a clash of cultures.
It is not going to be all good. You're certainly going to have failures along the way, and no plan is perfect, and so you have to be willing to accept failure and to learn from failure. It's very difficult for anyone to say, that was a bad decision, I failed at that. But after you do it once or twice and realize you're only human and the others that have come before you have failed but have moved forward, then it's a little bit easier to move forward after some major failures.
In places where there's a strong collective bargaining arena, that's difficult, because one can expect that those collective bargaining units will work very hard to make sure that nothing threatens the jobs of their workers. That's what they're supposed to do. So it'd be difficult otherwise. So you get a lot of resistance on that front. If you try to do this in a place where there isn't strong political consensus, one can reasonably expect that your critics will try to change the political equilibrium. We've heard stories, for example, of consolidations that are implemented, and then the critics are able, by simply changing the representation on the elected body, essentially undoing the consolidation.
A lot of the fire service at the beginning felt like we're taking away their tradition, taking away their identity, and shoving it under the fire department or the police department, making it almost like a unwanted stepchild, and to try to show that that's not the truth. We also had that on the police side. The police were saying, wait a second, our guy who was in charge now was spending a lot of time on the fire side, so we feel a little slighted. So working those relationships out, just like you have a blended family, is the same philosophy we had to put the departments together.
You know, in our situation, 6 of the contracts were non-existing law enforcement agencies, so they were charter townships or non-charter townships that needed additional police coverage. In one particular incident, it was a city where we absorbed their agency, and that can become quite dicey. You know, we're not in the business of putting people out of business.
We face challenges in our own budgets within the department, in the county, as you know. So we're always being stretched and pulled to our limits.
Well, certainly my lack of experience in the fire end of it. If you don't understand an organization, if you don't understand how it runs, if you don't understand its culture, it becomes very difficult to implement changes. It becomes very difficult to anticipate what the problems will be, so you can develop those solutions before you encounter them. You need the support of the employees. You need the support of the unions. But I think more importantly than anything, you need political support. And it becomes, at the end of the day, it becomes a political decision. And if you do not have that political support anywhere along the effort to combine services, then I think you're doomed to failure.
Staying connected with who you're contracted with. You know, create that level of accountability. So everybody feels like, you know, okay, I know what's going on, I know what's coming down. You know, a lot of the things with our contract is we want to make sure that that local community is aware of any, you know, criminal investigations that may be going on, that we can share with them to keep them in the loop. Everybody likes to be in the loop, and they much rather hear it from us versus hearing it on the 6 o'clock news.
All forms of consolidation come with inherent challenges. For communities considering consolidation, it's important to learn about the challenges faced by others that have gone through similar processes.